not really have hardly anything that I bought for the next 6 months, but of course I ended up buying some video games, so I thought I'd just see what I collected here the last 6 months. Got X-Men on the Super Nintendo, as well as Wolverine on the Super Nintendo, this one's a really awful game. And I found a store up in Ohio, and just bought some games there, so that kind of negated the try not to buy stuff for 6 months. And then of course I bought a lot of stuff here the last month or two, just at random places like the Route 1 flea market down the street. Found Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo, everything. And then some random stuff here like Obscura the Aftermath, because it's a mystery game, which looked pretty cool. Time Stalkers, it's a time travel Dreamcast game. Found this really awesome game called Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. It looks awesome. It's got 1992 CG, 94 CG, along with a lot of famous actors in it. It's basically an interactive DVD where you watch the CG stuff and then choose where you think it should go next. So it looks pretty awesome. Then I actually found some new stuff for very cheap. The US 1 flea market, they were selling Infamous for only $10. You could even get the whole God of War trilogy on PS3 there for that same price. Found L.A. Noire for $5 because GameStop was trying to get rid of it. And more flea market stuff. They were just trying to get rid of PS2 games, so I got Forgotten Realms Demestone because I already have the PS2 Dark Alliance games, and Silent Scope, which looks like a cool action shooter game. And some weird game called Eternal Eyes. Oh, it's an RPG. And it looked pretty cool, so I bought it. And then I found this. It's Tron Mazathon for the Intellivision. Oh yeah. I do not have an Intellivision, but it's Tron. And also found Dragon Quest. Never played one of those before. But hey, the whole box set was there for $5 or $10. And then I found, recently, almost all of the fighting games for the Capcom line. Found X-Men, Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I already had Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Found this at a Five Below, Jax and Dexter. I always heard about these games, so figured I'd try it out. It was only $5. And interestingly enough, I'm not going to show anyone all the random comics and DVDs I buy, but one of the things I love buying at Goodwill and all these places are these really awful discount animations, because they have some really cool ones for just like less than $1, and the animation for this actually looks kind of good, like with the backgrounds and everything, but some of them just like they were knockoffs of Disney movies that came out either that following year, and I just am interested in seeing what they did with those. But one cool thing I found manga and comic-wise was this thing called Iron Fist, Kung Fu Boy. It is a manga, but it was made in 1995 before the manga size was actually like this. In fact, this is slightly smaller dimensions than the regular manga size. They actually word every panel. You can see here they have little dots that say, this is panel number 4, this is panel number 3, so that you read it in the correct order, because at the time, nobody knew how to read manga the correct way, and they were actually printing it the correct orientation. So that's pretty cool. It might be historical, might not be, but it was still worth looking at. Found an awesome PC game called Carnivores, where you basically are on an island of dinosaurs and just hunting dinosaurs. So, how much more awesome can you get? Beyond Time, a time travel game in the style of Myst. And of course, a TurboGrafx 16 CD game, Magical Dinosaur Tour. It's basically just an encyclopedia, but I was like, why not? I wanted to get it. Time Commando. I remember this was only like $5 because nobody cared about it. Also a time travel game, sensing a pattern of dinosaurs and time travel. You're not mistaken. Let's see, Blue Stinger, blah blah blah. This looks like an action game, maybe some puzzle elements. Another Dreamcast game. Building that collection slowly but surely. And awesome, one of the worst Genesis games ever made, Batman Forever. Oh yeah. And I also found Samurai Showdown and Eternal Champions. Also, all at the Goodwill for like $3. And now, of course, I have some Super Nintendo games, even though I tried not to buy stuff in the box. I ended up buying Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, because I remember renting that once or twice as a kid. And I remember it actually being pretty fun. Phantom 2040, because why not? I got some random games just based on the title, like Vortex. It actually is like a Star Fox clone. It's made with the Super FX chip, even though it doesn't mention it anywhere on here. And it is just a... I popped in the Super Nintendo, and it looks really fun. Like, you just go around and control... You can turn into 5 different types of vehicles, including 2 airborne vehicles, and you just go around shooting stuff like Star Fox. So, how can you go wrong with that? Another time travel game called Time Slip. Don't even know what it is, but it was $5. So, why not? And this game, I bought just because it looks awful. I mean, check this title out. Mecha Robot Golf. I mean, I don't know why robots would be playing golf, but this just looks too bad that I had to check it out. Ren and Stimpy, Quest for the Shaven Yak for Game Gear. I had this game actually at one point and just tried to get it back. Bust-A-Move 99. This is one of my favorite puzzle series. A lot of this stuff was available at the Rat One flea market. Everything was just $5. The guy tried to tell me it was $5 just for me, but I think they just charge you $5 a game if you're buying like 4 or more. Otherwise, it's $10 a game. Found this cool one called RoboKid because nobody wanted it. It was only $2 at this store. Same with this one. I still have no idea what this game is, Risky Woods, but I was like, why not? $2. Don't even know what it is, but the title looked awesome, so I'll check it out. Same thing with this Super Nintendo game, unfortunately. It's called Kakoma Night Busyland. If you've ever played that Windows game where you draw a line, and that's all you do. You draw a line, and you try to make sure little bouncing blobs don't interfere with you drawing a line and covering the rest of it. So yeah, if you ever had that game on your Windows 3.1 computer, it's basically that with graphics. And then I found X-Men Mutant Wars and Mutant Academy, which are fighting games for the Game Boy. And for $1, I just found Catwoman on Game Boy Advance. You would think this game was awful, but it actually is pretty fun. I actually played through the first level and a half, and I actually want to play the rest of it. So yeah, awful movie. This game is probably a lot better than the movie itself.